Next week, Israel is expected to announce plans to build 1,400 new homes in Jewish settlement areas in the West Bank. On Thursday night, out of fear that such a move could derail the peace process in the region, Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas called on the United States to dissuade Israel from going through with these new settlements. According to a Palestinian negotiator, Abbas asked a U.S. envoy for, quote, U.S. intervention to stop the Israeli government from issuing new settlement decisions in order to save the peace process. Despite recent setbacks in the peace process, one man believes a solution is within sight. Munib al-Masri is a Palestinian entrepreneur and businessman. He's perhaps best known for his history as a negotiator in the peace talks between the U.S., Israel, and Palestine. He's over 80 years old, but he still believes he will see peace before he dies. RT correspondent Amir David had the chance to sit down with al-Masri. Here's part of that interview.
You were nearly 14 years old when the State of Israel was created. You were just a kid coming into your teenage years. You've witnessed over 60 years of conflict and countless failed attempts at peace agreements. Yet you've said a number of times that you remain very optimistic about seeing peace happen in your lifetime. Why?
To answer you is yes, I'm optimistic because I think for many reasons. The most important that the players are there, the time is there, and the geography needs this peace treaty because I think the whole world is looking at the region to see that it's stable and it's a peace provider. And I think with everybody, with all the players are there, I think that we do have a chance. All what we need is more people, more constituency believe in peace because it's good for Israel, it's very good for Israel, it's good for the Palestinians, it's good for the Arabs, it's good for all the region. And that's why I think it's a great opportunity we should not miss.
Well, shortly after the Obama administration announced that they would be reopening peace talks, we of course heard Israel then announce they would be starting a settlement reconstruction or construction plan. Of course, that's not the first time we've seen something like that happen. What do you make of the fact that Israel seems to announce these new settlement projects every time, or almost every time at least, the United States attempts to revive the peace process?
Yeah, but it's a shame. It's a shame, but I'm sure that at the end, the Israelis will know or believe that all what they're doing in this part is illegal. It's not good. It's not good for the peace world, for the peace, the world peace, or for the peace in the region.
You know, many people say that the only way there will be meaningful negotiations is if the two factions, the two parties, Hamas and Fatah, can come together. What do you think needs to happen at this point to see these differences reconciled?
I think I've been working on this, as you know, probably for the last 6-7 years. And this is the toughest thing that faces the Palestinians. It happened because of, I think, mainly because of the unilateral withdrawal of the Israeli troops from Gaza before they're preparing the whole thing. But it happened. Now, I think we need to encourage them, to encourage both sides to come together. Hamas is a very sizable piece of they are from the fabric of the Palestinian fabric. I think, and not I think, in 4th of May 2011, Mr. Mishal, the leader of Hamas in Cairo, in front of all the press, he said 3 things: that I'm ready to accept 1967 border, I'm ready to give Mr. Abbas a chance to negotiate with the Israelis, and I will stop sending rockets to Israel. If Israel will come along and say, okay, let's do it. Well, he needs recognition. He needs recognition from Israel, and he needs to recognize the state of Israel if things go this way. What we need to do is to have the world encourage Mr. Abbas and Mr. Mishal to come to this. Not like what Mr. Netanyahu is saying, which I wrote him, told him that he cannot say, if you make reconciliation with Hamas, Mr. Mazen, Mr. President of Palestine, you become a terrorist. No way. I mean, you look at every movement in the world. Once you, in the eyes of your enemy, you are a terrorist, but in the eyes of your people, you are a hero, you are a liberator. And I think Hamas can be a very, very important segment of the country of New Palestine. So we need to encourage them. We need to do that.
Well, I want to ask you about Iran because recently we're seeing new signs of tension between the U.S. and Israel over these new Iran talks that have opened. Do you see that at all affecting negotiations between Palestine and Israel?
First, we have to convince the Israelis that it is to their benefit this happens. Because first, if Israel have to consider itself that it's part of the whole region, they must know that Iran plays a very important part of it. Iran is a very important place in this region, and they contribute to civilization, they can contribute a lot to the stability of the region, and we need them, and they can provide a lot of stability in this thing. And if the Palestinian Israelis get together on this, I think then all what Israel is afraid from Iran, it will leave, because the Iranians will know that now peace is done with the Palestinian and Israelis. I should look peacefully at this thing, and they want to be part of the deal.
And lastly, I want to ask you about the recent news regarding Yasser Arafat. Of course, he was a very close friend of yours, and you actually were with him when he passed. Is there any doubt in your mind that he was poisoned?
No, for many reasons. Now the results of the test, the Swiss test and the French test, are very respectable. They say there's no doubt that poison was the reason for him. Now is the best thing to do is to do everything we can to take it further, to create an international judicial body to investigate who did it. Unfortunately, now he's poisoned, they say, because of polonium. Polonium is produced by reactors, and the closest reactor to us is Dimona. I don't say Israel did it, but Dimona is in where the atomic reaction in Israel. The Israelis, unfortunately, they poisoned so many people of my friends, close friends of mine.
So who do you think did it?
It's very difficult for me to say Israel did it, but let's give it to the people, the group of people who are going to investigate, who's going to do it. I think the truth will come. It will always prevail.
I want to thank you for your time, Munib al-Masri, Palestinian businessman, philanthropist, and member of the Palestine Legislative Council. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It was really great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Enjoyed it.